The air in Kenya is thick with the grief and raw outrage born from a pattern of brutality that tears at the very fabric of our society. The tragic death of Albert Ojwang, a 31-year-old teacher and blogger, is not just another headline. It's a profound wound of a vibrant life cut short, leaving behind a family shattered and their hope for him turned into bitter ashes. And then the nation. Our nation is left in disbelief and pain. Albert's case is a chilling echo in a long, painful history of police violence that mocks every ideal of justice and shames our collective conscience. Albert Ojwang, a teacher and a blogger, was arrested on June 6, 2025, allegedly for defaming the Deputy Inspector General of Police, Eliud Lagat, through a social media post on his X account. Shockingly, he was dragged over 350 kilometers from his home in Homa Bay to Nairobi, and just 2 days later, he was found dead in police custody. The initial police narrative, a cold caller's claim of self-inflicted injuries, crumbled. It could not stand against the truth revealed by an autopsy that laid bare the brutal reality that Albert Ojwang met his death from blunt force trauma, neck compression and soft tissue injuries, very unlikely to be self-inflicted. The uproar that followed forced President William Ruto to speak, to admit that Albert died at the hands of the police. A stark admission that offers little solace to a country weary, so incredibly weary of such grievous abuses. This deeply disturbing incident is not isolated. It is indeed woven into a horrifying tapestry of violence that has become tragically familiar during our public demonstrations. And just when the country was crying out for justice for Albert, an unarmed hawker simply trying to make a living to feed his family was shot point blank in the head by a masked police officer. Think about that. That chilling act, witnessed by so many, underscores a terrifying reality. That in Kenya, simply existing in public during a protest, even as a non-participant, can invite lethal force. And most probably, life ended in an instant by those sworn to protect it. It is important to note that we've seen this chilling pattern repeat over and over again. During the anti-finance bill protest of 2023 and 2024, the security forces mandated to protect Kenyans instead unleashed a torrent of unbridled, merciless force on their citizens. Human rights organizations like Amnesty International Kenya, Human Rights Watch and the Kenya National Commission on Human Rights (KNCHR) have meticulously documented the devastating toll. Live bullets tearing through flesh, tear gas choking peaceful demonstrators, batons raining down on unarmed citizens, and mass arrest designed to instill fear and silence dissent. The KNCHR's damning report from 2023 speaks of 60 deaths and hundreds injured during this protest, with victims including innocent bystanders and even children. The lifeless body of 12-year Kennedy Onyango, shot in Kajiado County in June 2024, is not just a statistic. He is a child whose laughter was silenced, whose future was stolen, a permanent scar on the nation's conscience. His death, like so many others, screams of the indiscriminate and murderous nature of this violence. The Missing Voices Coalition further paints a grimmer picture, reporting 104 extrajudicial killings and a staggering 450% increase in enforced disappearances in 2024, largely targeting youths involved in protests. These are not just numbers, they represent shattered dreams, grieving families, and a profound organizing betrayal of public trust. This is a terrifying campaign of terror, not law enforcement, a betrayal of our laws and our people. This rampant police brutality is not merely morally reprehensible, it is a direct violent assault on the very foundation of Kenyan law, mocking the dignity and rights enshrined in our constitution, our most sacred document. Article 26 of the Constitution of Kenya explicitly guarantees every person's right to life, and when police use excessive and lethal force as seen in the deaths of Albert Ojwang, Kennedy Onyango, and now the horrific shooting of an unarmed hawker, they are not protecting lives anymore. They are instead extinguishing them. The intentional deprivation of life, especially of non-threatening civilian, is a profound and unforgivable breach of this fundamental right. Our Constitution in Article 37 enshrines the right to assemble, demonstrate, picket, and petition peacefully. The violent dispersal of protest, the use of live ammunition against unarmed citizens, and the arbitrary arrest are blatant, shameful violation of this constitutional protection. Citizens exercising their right should never face a hail of bullets or a brutal assault. The Independent Policing Oversight Authority (IPOA) Act of 2011 was established to ensure accountability for police misconduct. Yet, despite IPOA's mandate to investigate, the grim reality is that justice remains tragically elusive. While arrests may be made, convictions are rare, and the pervasive blue code of silence combined with the glaring lack of political will renders these oversight bodies largely toothless. IPOA itself reports 20 deaths in police custody in the past 4 months alone, a horrifying testament to the systemic failure of accountability and the urgent need for genuine reform. Because this cycle of violence and impunity cannot be allowed to continue. The Kenyan government has a sacred constitutional and moral obligation to protect its citizens, not to brutalize them, for we cannot build a democratic nation on a foundation of fear and injustice. The cries of Albert Ojwang, Kennedy Onyango, and the innocent unarmed hawker who was shot point blank, and the countless others demand an end to this reign of terror. Kenya deserves a police service that truly serves and protects, not the one that acts as judge, jury, and the executioner.